Yo! What up, everybody? I'm Rim. Like and subscribe and watch my other videos. So, I got a quick one for you guys. I hope. People are fucking stupid. So, I am pretty sure everyone has to know about that whole thing with the fucking Titanic submarine. And first of all, rest in peace to the people who died, because holy shit, that has to be one of the worst ways to die. I mean, from what I have read, apparently it was an instant death since the submarine imploded, but I feel like even for an instant, they had to see some type of trouble right before the submarine collapsed in on itself, and that had to be terrifying. I don't believe anyone should die in fear if it can be avoided, but we all know that life does not deal in concepts such as emotional consideration. But I digress. Why was it even possible to get into that situation? I swear that rich people have too much, just in general sometimes, and that leads them into just doing the dumbest shit. Part of me wants to believe that there is some conspiracy behind all of this, like this is some type of Noah's Ark prototype for the wealthy, and that these people aren't actually dead, but they are actually living in some new rich people society below the water, since America and China are about to initiate World War III and wipe out the majority of the planet via a cataclysmic nuclear fallout. But more than likely, it is just that someone truly refused to do safety checks before doing this insanely dangerous expedition hundreds of leagues below a vast body of water. Like, seriously, they used a shitty gaming controller as the steering wheel for some weird reason and assumed that that was going to work. That is so weird. How does that even happen? The resources that went into this could have been used for something that did not cost innocent people their lives and could have helped the world out just a bit. Like, imagine if it went into, cancer research or something. These resources could have been used to clean the environment, find a clean energy source outside of fossil fuels. Like, they could have even bought a Big Mac at McDonald's, and that would have been better than what they used their money for. And of course, it is their money, and they can do whatever they want with it. My point is just that, like most tragedies, to be fair, this tragedy was avoidable. Aside from that, I don't even think the expedition was a bad idea. It was actually kind of cool in concept, but from what I understand, the people who were in charge of safety protocols seriously dropped the fucking ball. Now, I am sure the inner workings of what makes a submarine safe for departure is beyond my measly intellectual understanding, so I ain't finna throw no shade. I'm just making a commentary using my understanding about what has been disclosed about the occurrence, and acknowledging that a cool idea turned out bad. And what makes it worse is that assholes on Twitter are actually celebrating these people's death just because they were rich. And yeah, I might think this incident was just Darwinism flexing on a bunch of people who started getting a bit too big for their britches, but these are still fucking human lives, and we should still acknowledge this with enough respect to not be apathetic or cruel. And yes, I understand that Twitter is a cesspool, and yeah, I get it. This is all just a bunch of perpetually immature assholes expressing their envy in the only way that they know how, through the anonymity of the internet. I mean, these are the same assholes who get mad at Mr. Beast because, well, fucking take your pick. No matter what he does, he's in the wrong, apparently. All for the sole reason that he's financially more stable than them. And 100% I can assure you that without a shadow of a doubt, these people would be the most corrupt and evil assholes if they had a fraction of what a billionaire has. I mean, truthfully, for me, I judge a person based on their actions, because that is them showing who they are. As sort of an example, I would trust a billionaire who just saved a puppy from a hot car by breaking the windshield with a sledgehammer if he told me, first off, that he was a good person, and second off, that he cared more about the lives of animals and people over physical property and possessions. More so than I would trust the fucking Twitter poster who coincidentally owned the car that the puppy was trapped in, who said the same thing, but never did anything to prove it. Aside from calling the billionaire from earlier an asshole for destroying someone less fortunate than themselves' car. Mainly because the billionaire proved what they said through their actions, by actually doing something drastic to prove that he cares about life. And the Twitter poster only expressed their opinion via the internet. While their actions expressed that they don't really give a shit about life, and even if the car was not theirs in this scenario, all that we could really say is that the unwarranted prejudice that they constantly show towards a stranger simply due to their socioeconomic status shows me that they themselves are bad people, because of the act of ignorance and prejudice.
Convincing people of who you are is all about expressing who you are through your actions. Money does not express shit in any regard. A person's wealth does not allow them to express anything meaningful about themselves just by sheer virtue of existing. Their actions before that wealth and their actions with that wealth are what does that.
That is why so many people attempt to give money to reputable charities. Now, to be fair, people can hide who they are. And even if you know someone personally, there is a chance that you do not know who they truly are deep down. That is just a fact of life. And on the flip side, it is not always possible to prove who you are deep down without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes people will always just think a certain way about you, no matter what, even if you are truly not the person that they believe you to be. Whether it is for reasons of perception, ignorance, or maybe the judge of your character is just being bad faith, my point is that a person's character cannot always be discerned correctly. That being said, until you can actually get irrefutable proof that the person that an individual portrays on the outside is not who they are, then you can only operate on what someone shows you. And of course, that is not always a good thing, and of course, that is not always a bad thing either. It is just how life ends up working sometimes. So then, why the fuck would we be happy that a bunch of strangers died simply because they happened to be rich? Why would we assume that they were bad people? If we don't know anything about these people, we cannot call these people bad people solely because they are billionaires. So, fuck you, Twitter. Anyway, I'm done for now. I post weekly, so like and subscribe so that my channel will grow. I have a current goal of getting 50 subs as soon as I can. I know it is a small goal, but it is my goal. And I cannot reach it without your help. And I truly do appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay, I'm Rim. Remember to disconnect, my friends, and actually get to know your neighbor for who they are.